So the purpose of this meeting on every Tuesday will be that we'll be able to share with you one thing that already exists within the system and something that's coming out in the future. So basically like a roadmap. That way we'll be able to understand what right now what the system offers to all of the clients, and it will be giving you a rough idea about what developments it has planned for the future. So maybe some of the developments matches your needs. It might give you any more ideas about it, so something like that. So right now, what we have in front of us, is, as we can see, is the dashboard, which is the generic version. And what we're trying to tell you right now is about what we're trying to tell you about right now is what the system offers. So the first thing is the dashboard, and I'm very sorry if I um, repeat myself. So just stay with me. All right. So on this system, the app.overpower marketing, whenever you log in, you see your dashboard first, and in the dashboard is where all your data is compromised. This data shows you all the things that you want to see. So it's not the same for everyone. It can be different for everyone. It depends upon how you want it to be styled out. You have your funnel distribution, your stages, your manual actions, your tasks, and all the other important things that you would want as as if you're on a managerial role and you want to see as an overview of the system, the way it's being used, the way the information is being showed, everything will be on here. Then on the left hand side, you have other tabs, like you have conversations, you have calendars, contacts, opportunities, and I'll try my best to cover each one of them in a fair bit amount of time. So the first thing we have is conversations. In the conversations tab, you can have each sort of the conversations you're having with all of your contacts. The conversations within text, SMS, emails, with Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, and from even your Google Business, Google My Business, GMB. So all of those conversations will be within this conversations tab with all of your contacts. And you can see the previous conversations as well. And you'll be able to see all the recordings from the inbound or the outbound calls, depending upon if you have enabled that option. Then you have your manual actions over here within this tab, the templates and the trigger lens. Trigger lens is something technical, which I really wouldn't want to go into right now. But templates is something which is very useful. Templates is something that you would like to have pre-made before, like on hand with you, so that when you're typing out an SMS or you're typing out an email to your customers, your clients, and it's a monotonous routine. You don't want to type out the same thing over and over again, like the welcome text, thank you for taking the call text, sorry you missed your call text, and so on and so forth. So for every type of text or email that you think that you send out on a regular basis to your clients, you can save it up as a snippet or a template. And when you go to your conversations, you can just add that template from there. Um, that's the rough idea about the conversation tab. Then we have the calendars tab, in which you can set up multiple calendars and multiple types of calendars. So it could be a one-time link calendar. It could be a calendar only associated for one person. It could be a round robin where multiple people can be accessed within the same calendar. For example, if you have a sales meet or sales team, and somebody wants to book an appointment with one of the sales rep. So instead of having one calendar each for a different sales rep, you can have one calendar for multiple people, and it would book with the available person at that particular time. Then you have contacts tab, in which all of your contacts are consolidated. You have all your information of each and every contact within each contact. You have your last activity created. You can see the tags. And then one of the best thing about this contacts tab is the filter button on the middle part. If you click on that, you can see all the types of things on which you can filter your data in order to access it, to select it, and maybe you want to add it to a pipeline, you want to send them out a bulk SMS, you want to send out bulk email. Then you have bulk actions where you can see how many bulk actions has been done by you or by someone else. If you have made any mistake by deleting a bulk of contacts, you can restore it. You can check all the tasks within the company on the task tab. And yeah, that's the rough idea about it. Then you have one of the most important things of the CRM, which is the opportunities tab. The basic idea of the opportunities tab is that you have a Trello board, a board where you can have stages for different funnels. For example, if you have a sales funnel, the first thing you have in a sales funnel is cold leads. Then you have the warm leads. Then you have any actions basis. So, for example, um, if they received an email, if they opened that email, if they clicked on a CTA that you wanted them to click, if they made any action within that email, if you have sent out a sales call, if you have booked a meeting with them, if you have won them, if you have lost them. So whatever the stages of your each and individual funnel exists, you can have that set up over here. And you can have more than one pipeline. If you are thinking, like I used to think, why would I need more than one pipeline? So this is what, if you have a sales team, you need a sales pipeline. If you have a marketing team, you need a marketing pipeline. If you have an internal team, you'll need a pipeline for your internal, like we have for requests and tasks that we get. If you want to upsell your clients, like if you have like if a person has signed up for your service and you want to upsell them or cross sell them, you can have a different pipeline for that as well. And if you have a pipeline for all the leads that haven't interacted with you, but you want them to be on the nurture pipeline in which they receive an email every month, every 2 months, or a weekly basis for an entire year, you can have that as well. And the data within these pipelines can coexist in more than one pipeline. So you have maybe the same person on the nurture one as if he is on the follow-up one. So it can bounce around, it can stay, whatever you want. So right now, it may sound confusing, but when you start getting to work on it and learn more about it, it gets easier and easier. Then we have the marketing tab. Go in here, in which you have the social planner. Over here, you can connect your social media accounts. If you have used Buffer or Hootsuite like other software, then it will be much easier for you to understand. If you haven't, maybe you still understand, but that's how I relate to it by using Buffer. So over here, you'll be able to plan out all your social media posts. You can open the planner, you can create a post by importing the images, and then you can type it out, you can plan ahead, you can click and drag according to the dates you want. If you have made a mistake, you can move it backwards, you can move it forwards, you can delete it, you can copy it, and more and more. All of these tabs, I would like to reiterate, for all of these tabs, you'd have to go in the software, you'll have to take out the time, and you'll have to play around with it to understand all the possibilities it can do. Then there's the tab which I love the most, which is the automation one. This is something that I enjoy a lot. This is the workflows, the automation, the diamond, I'll say, the gem of the software. This is where you create automations. And automation is something that makes your life easier. So if you have a repetitive task that you have to do, or you want your team to do, or if you have something that you want to happen, if this happens and that happens. So when I say this and that, it could be any action. For example, if an email has been sent, or if an email has been opened, if a call has been made, if a call has been completed, is a task being completed, any action, and you want another action to simultaneously work off from that. So that will come into the automations. You can create your automations on your own. You can contact us to have some to solve your problems in a way of an automation and things like that. So automation would improve your efficiency and it would increase your productivity, and you can manage a bulk amount of data like easily within these automations. You can send out 100,000 emails every day if you want. You can make um, add all the data protocols, and you can even use one of the recipes in front of you, and you can play around with that. You can use test data or dummy data to check what will happen and how it will happen. Then you have on the left-hand side, you have after automation, you have the sites. Within the sites, open first. All right, so within the sites, you have funnels. Funnels, for those who may not know, which I didn't use, that's why I want to like add this. Funnel, the difference between funnel and a website is that funnel is one CTA focused web page. By one CTA, I mean that you want your users or your audience to do either to move away from the funnel, and if they want to stay in the funnel, they can only make one action. It could be subscribe now, it could be visit this link, it could be book an appointment. So there are many, many CTAs. They can download one of your lead magnets, but it cannot reroute them to any another web page. So they will stay on the web page until either their interest is gone or they made the transaction, whichever one you want. Then you can set up websites, you can set up blogs, you can connect your WordPress, you can create forms and your surveys. The best part about forms and surveys are if you go in, can you go on the forms tab? Yeah, if you go on the builder one and you click on the add form, on the right hand side, you can choose from a template. And there are many, many templates available. You can pick and choose whichever one work for you. You can change the information within it. So again, as I said, that you have to play around with it. You'll have to test it out, test the waters to see which one works for you. If you don't want to use a template, you can make one from scratch. And coming back to the funnels, as it's the same with forms, you can create it. When you go into the forms, you'll see you have many, many options to add things. And if you do find something that you want to add, but the option doesn't show there, again, you can just reach out to us and we'll help you with that as well. Yeah, so that covers like most of it. As not most of it, it only scratches the surface. But again, if we were to take a deeper dive, we'll need hours and hours just to understand the basis of the software. But this gives a rough idea of what your needs are and which tab you want to go to understand what you want to do for the company. For example, if you want to, sorry, yeah, this will give you a little bit more information if you want to create funnels, if you want to test your funnels, if you want to test out automations for your business, whatever you think that you want to do for your business, you just need to visit that and you just need to play around with that. You can, if you go on to the left hand side, go in and just scroll down to the bottom. Yeah. So if you see on the very bottom, there's a knowledge base. You can visit the knowledge base to learn more about the capabilities of the software. You can click on the question mark on the top right-hand side of the page. Top right, yeah. And you can visit the help center. You can join the Facebook group. On the bottom hand side, on the bottom right side, there's an information icon. If you click on that, it opens up a chat where you can learn more about things. And if you think that consuming the content or consuming the knowledge isn't enough for you and you want a direct response or a direct answer, again, if you close that, go ahead. Yeah, and close that as well, the help and support. Yeah. So on the bottom left-hand side, you can see there are two tabs or three tabs. There are submit request just above the knowledge base, in which you can add your request. You can mention your request, your organization. You can add a screen recording if you want from Loom or from any other software that this is the problem I'm having and I want it to be solved immediately. You can set a priority. If you think that you don't want to wait for an answer, you can schedule a meeting with me or Oren, and based on that meeting, we'll be able to work out your problem. So I understand this is a lot to take in, and I have been going very fast, but it would be easier if you have personal questions. I think that would be an easier method to answer your queries. So does anyone has any questions about the CRM or about the capabilities of the CRM? Any response would be good. What about you, use? You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any questions yet.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but your camera was open, so I was hoping you'd help a brother out with some
Uh,
conversations. Have you been using the CRM?
yes, yes, I love this tool.
So can you tell me like what do you use it for?
I mainly use it for like communication, phone calls, texting, email campaigns, and all that stuff.
So
I
when
am
you
interested in learning more about the automation piece. I was paying attention to when you was going through that a little bit, but yeah, I'm so happy to learn about this stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, since this is the first time I'm doing something like this, so I'm a little bit nervous about it. So it will take some time for me to getting used to talking in front of the camera with a group of people. But
Mhm.
when you're working day to day on the on the system on the CRM, is there something that you feel if in automation, if something would have happened for you, it would make your life even easier? Is there something like that?
Yeah, I mean, because as far as like the closest thing to automation that I've been doing is like scheduling my messages like ahead of time, which I think was really like cool. But I tried to play with the workflow thing before, and I kind of it kind of went a little crazy on me, and it was like setting up tasks and a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it can be a little overwhelming if you want to play with it without any intention or without any motive. Because when you look at the options, you're like, okay, I can use this, I can use that, this can be done, that can be done, and you get overwhelmed very easily. It happened to me at the very start as well. But when you have an actual problem that you're trying to solve in your mind, that's when it becomes very easy for you because now you know what you want out of it. So for me, for example, if I want to send out an email, all right, I will be click on the send email part in the actions. And then if the email is opened or if the email is not opened, what do I want it to happen? So if the solution of the problem that I'm trying to solve, if the solution exists even in a very vague sort of a way in my brain, I can have that completed in front of me. But if I go into it randomly, like, okay, let me just see what are the options available, the options will overwhelm you within a second because you can add a task, you can remove a task, you can add a tag, you can assign it to someone else, you can internally notify, you can send out emails and calls, and it's a huge amount of things that it can do. So that's what I found it to be easier. But then again, if you want to gain knowledge about it, you can use Google, you can use YouTube, and just search about the things that other people are doing. The people that have showed about the automations, what they have done for their team or for their business, you will be able to understand how the automations have been used. Or you can just anytime you want to like have a training session with me, you can just hit me up. You can schedule a meeting with me, and we can just take a deeper dive into it about all the automations. And you can tell me, all right, Mustafa, this is the thing I do on a daily basis. Do you think I can improve anything, or do you think you can solve my this particular problem? And on the, I'll share my screen with you. I'll teach it to you as I'm trying to solve the problem. And every time I've done that with a client, they had the solution before I could have the solution, since they're the ones facing the problem. So I would give suggestions like, what if you send out an email, but they're like, no, 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 I want to send out a text because my customers want to receive a text. Okay, whatever works for you. So I have found that the one-on-one training sessions for any particular problem or to understanding the CRM is usually better. But these sort of meetings, the collective meetings, enables us to understand if whether we want to take a deeper dive into any aspect of the CRM or not. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So, apart from that, does anyone else have any questions regarding anything else? Automations, funnels, the way I have been presenting this, any recommendations, any suggestions? I'd be open to that. None? Well, if you have no questions, I will move on to Kuban. Can you go on to the roadmap website?
Yes, one moment.
Yeah,
Actually, do you mind resending me that link?
yeah, absolutely. I'll email it to you.
All right.
Okay. Just hold on for a second. All right, I've sent the email to you. You'll be receiving it shortly. Mr. Jeff, any suggestions, any notes? You've been muted.
I was on here and then I had someone walk in my office for a few minutes, and so I was absent for a minute. But I did, when you were talking about the automations, I was curious if, did you show any automations or you just talk about them?
Not yet. I don't want to take a deeper dive into any one particular aspect because the moment we do that, the meeting will go on endlessly. So it's always better if we know what problem you're trying to solve before we jump into the solution. Can you scroll down?
Well, I was curious if, since I think it's so cool that y'all set that up and I've been using it, the automation of using that third party, what is that on? Y'all got me to put on my phone. BizConnect, and then it goes right into my contacts and sends out a "Hey, good meeting you" email. Is that too much to ask to show that?
No, it's not too much to show that, but right now we are not trying to cover any third-party apps right now
Okay.
because
All
these
right.
all of these things will be in the later future meetings,
Okay.
definitely. But
That's
right
just
now, I
my
just wanted to show an overview of what the system is and bring curiosity in all the viewers so they would take out the time to explore the CRM and its capabilities, find some questions, and get back to me with the questions so that in the next meetings or maybe in the one-to-one meetings, I'll be able to solve their problems or answer their curiosity.
all right. Very good.
So it would be a learning experience. All right, so in front of you, we have the roadmap of the CRM, the system. On the right-hand side, you can see the completed ones. In the middle one, you can see the ones that are in progress. And on the left-hand side, you can see the plan. The reason to show you about this right now as a general view is because this CRM, this software is ever developing. It's not a completed software. I mean, there's no bugs or anything, but it's always been developed further and further based on the problems that we or our clients are having. So for example, if someone would want to see the overall email statistics as in the fifth option in the in progress part, it's something that's going to be released in the future. But right now, in the completed tab, you can see the organized media library, the bulk upload of inventory products for e-commerce stores. You can have TikTok business account. You can set time delays. So these are not things that I would want you to focus on, but this is just to show that this software is being upgraded on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis. And if there is something probably that you would want from the system to do it for you, and it's not an option for it to do right now, then we have two options. The number one option is to use a third-party app, use Zapier or any another automation software like Make, Fably, Zapier, and then have it done for you, like we've done it for Mr. Jeff. We've done it for another company where you can just take a picture of a business card and it will populate the contact data and add it into the CRM directly. And if you would want, if that is not a workable solution, we can just wait for the CRM to launch it on its own. So this is the reason we are showing you the roadmap, and this will be the way in the future, the next week and the week after that, and so on and so forth. Every week, we'll show you one specific capability of the CRM. It could be workflows, it could be funnels, how to build a funnel, it could be about a form, how to build a form, how to add a calendar, and so on and so forth. And the other part of that meeting would be to show you one of the future roadmap things which are about to be either rolled out or the ones that have been rolled out within this week. So I have an email with me in which I receive every week of all the new additions that have been within the software. So we can have something that for you as well, so that you would know what the CRM has been working on and how you can implement it if it fits your personal needs, if it fits your business needs, and so on and so forth. So I hope all this information was enough for you to digest and understand. I hope so. What about anyone other than you? Michael, Gary, Brad? Sorry for the background.
Sorry, what was the question one more time? Sorry.
My question was the information that all I just said, was that enough to digest, or was it overwhelming? Or
Oh yeah, no, for me, I'm loving all of this. So but if anybody else has any questions, I'm completely on board with it.
all right. Well, if no one has any questions, we'll have to end the meeting early. But what I would want from you as an individual is, you can tell me like, this is the reason, this is the way we are using the system. Like you was just telling me how he uses the system, and this is our routine. This is the suggestions we might have. Or if you have no suggestions or no questions, you can just even tell us that this was the problem I was having before I started using the software, and this problem was solved by the software. Something like that. So if we feel that anything can be added onto it, even to make it more precise, more time saving, we could update you with that. How does that sound, Mr. Jeff?
Hey, yes, can you still hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was curious if everybody that's on here has a link to the initial 16 or so videos that were put up on YouTube when we were running the 30-day challenge. Do you know if everyone has that link? Because that also is a great resource for training in addition to these weekly trainings.
No, I don't have that link. I would love that one. And
Yeah,
for
I don't
me,
think I have it either.
Yeah, I'm still trying to learn just how to type my name on a computer. So for me, it's all brand new to me, but I'm trying to learn this stuff as quick as I can and trying to make it work for me.
Well, if you want, Brad, you can schedule a meeting with me, and I can like give you the in-depth version of everything directly, if that would work out for you.
I would love that. Is there any way maybe we could schedule something for like next Monday?
Yeah, probably. You do have Oren's email address, right?
I think I do. If not, I know I can get a hold of that one. Jeff's right next to me, so I can get it from him by all means.
Yeah, so you can absolutely like schedule a meeting with Oren, and I'll be there with you, and we can just give you all the basics to set up your account properly, so you know the ins and outs and how to use it on a daily basis. And once you get used to that, we can then teach you about how to use it even more to improve your business and everything else. Does that sound doable?
Definitely. I'll set that up and see if we can all get in touch with these three on Monday, and then I can have my computer next to me with this going on, so I can actually start doing something with this system and learning a little bit more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds doable.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anything else from anyone?
No, I'd like to be on that call as well on Monday, but if you don't mind. So
Okay, perfect. But if you have any comments, any questions, any concerns, any suggestions, recommendations, even we are open to learning things from you guys. Feel free to reach out to us. You can email us, or you can submit a request on your CRM. I'm assuming everyone has their logins for the CRM and has logged into the CRM. If
I
you
have not
haven't,
yet.
all right. So if you haven't yet, can you reach out to Oren to receive the link and your ID and your password?
Yeah, I got the account created section right here, so I just gotta probably just sign in with it from there. So
Yeah, just go in and you can then just play around, and by that I mean just explore all the things there are there. And if you think it's like tedious, it's too much, you can have us on the call and we can set it up for you while you tell us about what things you want to be set up. Like if you want the calendar to be set up, if you want phone numbers to be set up, and so on and so forth. Does that sound workable?
Perfect.
All right, perfect. Anything you want to add, Cohen? Is there something I missed out on?
I do not believe so. I think that was a good introductory course.
All right, perfect. Hughes, I'm actually looking forward to having that call with you, the one-on-one call for the automations. So make sure to put that with me, email Oren, or you can just schedule a meeting within the CRM. All right, so we can together make your life even easier.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Yeah.
And Mr. Jeff has shared the link for the YouTube page. It's in the chat within this meeting. So if you can
Everybody
copy
see
that,
that?
and
That's the introductory, what is it, about 16 different videos, I believe. It was when we were running that challenge a while back, 3 months ago. But there's some very good information if you can get that link. It really just takes you from not like you were saying, Mikey, not even having a login yet.
Yeah. I actually just logged in. So.
So those videos will be a big help. All right.
also, at the end of every meeting, from the next meeting onwards, you can let us know if you want something specific to be covered in the upcoming meetings or not. So that way, all this meetings is not entirely a waste of time for you. We actually learn how to solve our problems, or we learn how to get informed on all the things we are curious about. All right?
All righty.
All right, perfect. Then I hope to seeing you all in the NetSuite session, and all of everyone else can reach out to us for their individual specific problems. Cool?
Very good.
Very good. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Thank you, and thank you for being an amazing audience.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Have a good afternoon.